hear that? That's the air moving through the pipe right outside my turbo. Listen. So now as I use the air, okay, put it in limp again. I keep putting it in limp mode because I needed the throttle valve, and it probably just came unplugged as I was getting on it here, apparently. But how is it? So the CFT intercooler, I highly recommend if you are going to get one. Sorry, I'm setting my cruise. So the CFT intercooler, if you are going to get one for the Eco Diesel, make sure that you book out a decent chunk of time to do the install. If you get rid of the couple times I had to go to the parts store, it probably only took me a couple hours to do it. But you have to take the headlights out, you have to take the front braces off, you have to take the active grille shutter off, you have to take the grill off, and then you got to take the front core support brace off just so you can get the new intercooler in. The hardest part is the turbo neck, getting the turbo neck off. It's absolutely awful if any of your bolts are stripped out. So one of my bolts was, so I ended up having to shove rags in it and cut the off to get the bolt out to turbo, bend down the turbo. But now that it is installed, I blew one coupler off. Ow. Oh, that was fucking painful. I think I just threw up in my nose. So I blew one coupler off. So I pulled over and tightened it back up. Necessary boost that the vanes is creating basically stuck. So just like made this super loud whooshing. So I'm gonna go make some vane adjustments. To modify the vane position, so that way it doesn't have all this excess unnecessary boost down low. Now up top, because you put, and I apologize for that. Like I burped something like one in here. It was awful. So on top of that, having the larger intercooler, having the larger pipes, the air is technically colder. I was just driving down the highway. My intake air temp's 100 degrees. It's 70 outside. Now, pressure, for those of you that don't know, pressure creates heat. The more you pressurize the air, the hotter the air gets. So that's the whole point of having an intercooler. So to go on the highway at 100 degrees intake air temperature at 70 outside isn't bad, especially considering my truck's in limp mode right now. Let me pull over here and I'll get it out of limp mode. I'll get it out of limp mode, that way you guys can hear the turbo. I just got to delete the throttle valve codes in order to get it out of limp mode. I just haven't fully deleted them from the file yet. I thought that I could get lucky and I'm gonna plug the throttle in and just leave it hanging underneath there. Apparently it wasn't enough. So we'll check the codes, we'll clear it out here. And then you'll actually be able to hear how loud the boost is inside the truck. So I need to see all my codes are zeros because I deleted the code but I didn't delete a check for it. So once I delete the check marks for the codes, they'll go away completely. And the truck won't get put into limp mode. But you'll be able to hear the boost here and hear how obnoxious it is. So we're going to reduce the vane position down low, and then we're going to increase it up high in order to regain back some of the boost. Because what ends up happening is that by increasing the amount of space, pressure, because the air is more dense, and in more dense air, you'd have to make, a lot of times you have to make changes in order to have the same amount of boost. You know, you have to make some vane changes, things like that. So, you know, even CFT says expect 1 to 3 psi drop because of it, but it doesn't mean you're going to lose power at the same time. So you can have a 1 to 3 psi drop, but be 10, 15 horsepower higher. So I wait for traffic here, and then we'll pull out so you can hear the turbo. All turbo. Drop it back down a gear. So now that's a high vane position of 90 to 95. So I mean, that's literally making it boost as fast as physically possible. But that's all you can hear. Okay, so now you heard it. My intake air temperature right now is 230 degrees, and that is from sitting at a stop sign and then accelerating from a dead stop. So I'll try to make a video here once I have the code deleted and everything is running and tuned the way I want it to. I'll try to make a video talking about the intake air temps, and I'll try to get a stock truck and maybe make the same drive right next to a stock truck and just kind of compare the differences between the two. So